Hey everybody, this is Alexandra Butler and this is my trunk dream. My whole life, even as a kid, I've always been very artistic. I was always the kid that had to draw stuff as I sat down. I would be at school drawing stuff on tables, drawing stuff on my hand. Always very, very artistic. In high school, I was a painter. I sketched a lot of things. So I always knew that I had that artistic bone in my body. My parents told me that going to school for engineering would probably be the best bet for me. You make a lot of money, you're good at math and science, it all goes hand in hand. So I went to University of Missouri-Rolla, studied engineering management with emphasis in industrial engineering. Did it, excelled in it, graduated with a great GPA, went and lived in Indiana working for a factory doing like process improvements and engineering stuff for like 3 years and like hated it for real. I liked the people that I worked with. I love working with people, clearly, but I just felt as though I was like a caged bird, and I felt like, you know, everybody was telling me that this is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to not really like your job. You're supposed to just kind of deal with it and, you know, die, I guess. So that wasn't cool with me, and I was like, there's got to be more to life than this. So when we were in Indiana, I started to reach out to the Mac counter and asked them, could I freelance, could I help out in any way, and got on the freelance team there at the Mac counter in South Bend, Indiana. And got fired from my job in Indiana with engineering because, not because I couldn't do it, but because I just didn't feel like doing it, and I was like, well, since I don't feel like doing it, I'm not gonna do it. Anyway, after that I got fired. My husband and I packed up everything and moved to Atlanta and didn't have anything really to call our own. We didn't have an apartment. We had money that we were living off of, which was my 401k, and we stayed with my uncle for like a month or so. So then when I got down here, it was like October of 2008, I thought, let me maybe try to get back into engineering. That made a lot of money, but then I'll still do like makeup on the side just to make sure that's what I wanted to do.
I think it'll be cool to get a pan.
Oh, the workspace?
Oh, I guess it's over to crazy.
Okay. No,
I like it. I like it.
It's supposed to look that way.
It's your paint.
You work it.
Yeah. Well, at the Mac counter, I used to be like, you need to organize this a little better because I would have stuff here, in my pocket. And got fired again from that job, same reason, just didn't really want to do it, and they knew it, so they were like, okay, you gotta go. And I really took that as a push from God to tell me, look, you need to go and do makeup and stop playing around. So I applied in Mac, got into Mac, and was at the Mac counter in May of 2009. So I worked at the Mac in Nordstrom at Perimeter Mall. I met lots of different clients, from celebrities to regular people to people in the industry. I always told people my story, and I always told people where I came from, because a lot of the time working in retail, people think that, you know, oh, you couldn't get a job with your degree, oh, poor you. No, I chose to do this, and a lot of the times whenever I would have adversaries working at the counter and like be like, oh, why the hell am I here? I put into perspective that it's a goal and it's a reason why you're here, so stay focused and do what you gotta do. So yeah, so I did that for about 3 years. The whole time doing that, I was trying to do photo shoots, trying to do television shows, makeup for that, makeup for different clients, just trying to really network and get my work out there. I would be at the counter, you know, with my personal business cards in the back pocket and make sure I slapped it to somebody. Because I'm like, you know, if you really like your makeup, you know, this Saturday if you need me, you know, I got you too. So I always had a hustle, you know what I'm saying? Always had a hustle and always knew that it was a bigger picture to this whole thing. March of 2012 rolled around and got fired from Mac, which, you know, that's kind of the story of my life, getting fired, because I don't quit. Like, I'm not a quitter. So you gotta push me out of shit for me to get out of it. But it was a coincidence that I did, because at that time I found out that I was gonna be doing makeup on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta.
She threw a drink at me and messed up my fur that I got from Neiman's. I could have killed him.
Working on set of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta has really opened a lot of doors, because now you can see my work being featured on the small screen, which is dope. You know, I have my name in the credits. It's just a really, really good feeling, and I'm really proud of myself. Of course, as a person, you always feel like you gotta do better. Eventually, my long-term goal and dream is to have my own makeup academy, where I have my own institute. People are learning, people are knowing, you know, what to do and what not to do when they're on set, different things like that. You're gonna have lots of people in your life that are gonna probably try to tear you down or say you can't do it, or like maybe put whatever you're trying to do on the back burner and kind of downgrade it. If you know in your heart, between you and God, that's what you're supposed to do, then do it. Plain and simple. Because if in the beginning of your career you let people deter you from doing what you got to do, you're not going to make it. I'm going to tell you that right now. Because it gets harder as you get bigger, I promise you. You know, I got random people stealing my pictures on Instagram. I had a video shoot with Akon. And my literal picture from me standing there, nobody was even gonna say, it just showed like the backdrop and the graffiti wall. My literal picture ended up on her page, exact picture, same angle, same like everything. And she's like, oh yeah, my crew is on set, we working.
She said,
I said, you went there.
Really bold.
Who does that? Okay, they wasn't doing that 2 years ago. They doing it now though. So for all of you guys that sat through that long explanation of who I am and where I came from, I really, really appreciate it. I hope you found it inspiring. I hope you found it interesting. I hope it really gave you the boost of what you needed if you were on that cusp of being corporate or being, you know, what you're supposed to do and wanting to do what it is you need to do. I hope that kind of pushed you off so that you can do what you got to do. And I really just appreciate it. Thank you for following me. Thank you for inspiring me and for just kind of being my support system. I really appreciate it. And it's your girl Alex, and this is my trunk dream. I'm like, oh, I forgot all about that. Like I feel like I wasn't even there, but I would. All of these are dirty. As you can see, there's a lot of empty spots. It's like this is.
But you know that really is just.
That's the thing. They're like, you touching my face should be paid enough for you. I'm like, no.